Hello, everyone, and welcome to our conversation today. It is my pleasure to welcome Lisa Hazen. She is president at Nuance Marketing Research Company. I had the pleasure of meeting Lisa with a bunch of other people that I connected with, very, very wonderful women in the research community. And we connected right away, and she immediately started helping me with baaldan and supporting baaldan, which was incredible. And she's just such a wonderful person. So Lisa, welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today about giving and just kind of what motivates you. And I wanted to start by asking you, what are some of the causes that you're passionate about?
Yeah, so I tend to be drawn to things that speak to me, and the charities or the causes that speak to me are underprivileged, children, military, and of course, animals. Right. So yeah. So those are kind of my buckets. That's where I tend to give my my financial charity offerings.
That's great. And then when you were a little kid, was there anything in your childhood that taught you how to give or inspired you, or how did you learn about giving?
That's a really good question. And I really can't think of anything in particular in my childhood, but I really feel like for me, it was more in my, through my career and my industry connections that I started seeing like how people, in particular in the market research industry, how they are, supporting causes that are near and dear to their heart and really giving of their time and, starting charities, supporting charities. And I've just been so amazed by that. And I didn't really see that as, being a younger child. It was really, like I said, in my later years. And I just think it's just so amazing. And I just feel like if somebody can start a charity or give all of this time to a charity, the least I can do is support it in whatever way that I can, by whatever means that is, whether it's giving or whether it's sharing of that charity cause.
That's amazing. And, I know you've certainly done that with baaldan. And was there anything in particular that drew you to baaldan? Was it just the cause of children? Or
it was the cause of children, but it was also my connection with you. It's like you were doing this incredible work, and I just think it's amazing. And while like we can't all start a charity, but we can support each other, and that's the other thing that as an industry and just as people, just as being good people, just to support each other and cheer them on from the sidelines. And that's what I like to do. That way, one day when I decide that I want to do something, that's important and special to me, that others will, in turn do that for me. But it's really the bigger cause, and just helping, supporting others and making a difference in the world. That's kind of, that's what I want to do. I want to make a difference in whatever way that I can.
And I can attest to the fact that, your support, you give me sometimes the most encouraging, kindest words, the kudos, you really lift my spirits when it is hard to do fundraising. Right. You're always right there as a cheerleader, cheering me on. And so I will say to anyone out there who doesn't know you that you really are such a supportive person. And that support, whether it's verbal, a small message, even a thumbs up, an emoji, just right. Does wonders. It does wonders. So thank you, thank you so much for that. And I would say never underestimate that, the power of that, giving that validation and support.
Agree. Right.
So one of the things that we talked about, in previous times is as women in research, we we're very much connectors, and there are a lot of us in the research community that are entrepreneurs or are doing things on the side, whether it's charities, causes, kids that they're raising, lots of different things. When you think about your network and the people that you know, what are some of the things that like inspire you, or some of the things that you'd like to pass on to others from what you've learned just being in a professional research career, for so many years, and being around this community of women?
Yeah, I would say be open to ideas, be open to try something different, be open to maybe putting yourself in a little bit of an uncomfortable position or something that, you have maybe haven't done before. But if somebody presents you with an opportunity to, whether it's a career or a volunteer, really think about like, why was that presented to you? Maybe there was a reason for that. And I had that same experience as I volunteer for an industry association for market research. I was asked, would I be interested in serving, on this board? And I had never served on a board or done any kind of volunteer work like that. But then I started thinking, well, why not me?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe that was put in front of me for a reason. And so for me, it was just being open to the idea and trying it. And I would say to others, just give something a shot. Just try it. Be open. Don't be scared.
Yeah. And what did you learn from trying it? How did you feel?
I felt great. I felt wonderful. I realized that I had more to give than I really knew. And I also learned a lot from others just in volunteering, what I appreciate in people and how they work and how they, tackle issues. And it's almost, like a second career, and you learn as much through that work as you do through, your, traditional professional career. And so I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot about myself. And I think that's given me a lot more confidence to tackle other things over on the, career side.
You bring up a point about confidence too. And I think, what advice would you give to, say, a young woman who's just graduated, who's maybe looking for that job in research or just starting out in their career? What's some advice you would give to them about not just their career, but about how to approach giving in general?
Right. I would say I like to be a connector of people. And so I would say to anybody, connect up with other industry professionals, not because you want something from them, but just because you truly want to get to know other people and learn more about, what they're doing and what they're passionate about. Because I feel like through speaking and talking to others, you do learn more about yourself. And so I would just really encourage you to open up those connections. I do believe in LinkedIn, and it has been a great tool for me to meet a lot of people, volunteer. And through all of these connections, I think you'll find passion that speaks to you, whatever that might be, in the way of charities, in the way of giving, in the way of, associations, or maybe it's a totally different career path. Just connect. That's what I would say.
Do you think it's harder for people to connect now because of what's happened during COVID, or just in terms of even younger people, who are more used to technology?
I would say probably. I mean, it certainly makes sense. But the one thing that came out of COVID that was very a strange positive thing was just this ability to connect over video, and how through that I have developed a lot more connections and things with people. So it's really been great to be able to kind of use that platform and a way to meet people outside of the borders. But you have to pick your head up, you're right? You have to work at it. It's not just going to fall in your lap.
Definitely. You have to follow up and be genuine, I think, about wanting to make a connection.
Be genuine, be authentic. That honestly, be authentic. You can not say that enough. Just be authentic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When you think about, making a difference, and you talked about that already a little bit, and you think about, a charity like Baaldan, which is relatively small, how do you feel that that enables you to make a difference by supporting something like Baaldan?
Yeah, it's, I just want to be able, like I said, I just want to work and give to charities that speak to me. And we all put blinders on. It's real easy to do that and not see or think about how people are suffering through no fault of their own. So I really feel like, again, this was presented to me, right, through our connection. And so I have to ask myself, why was that presented to me? I think it's because it was something that I was meant to do. So I think of things kind of through that lens. And so if something is really important to you and you are giving all this, effort and energy and thoughtfulness to something that's close to your heart, then the least I can do is support you and give and help those children who, depend on all of us. And it's through that giving and also the sharing of the charity that I think hopefully makes some kind of difference.
Oh, it definitely does. And I love what you said about just, noticing when things show up. There is an element of magic, of synchronicity that happens. And sometimes people do definitely cross your path for a reason, or something is presented to you and you don't know it in the moment, but you definitely know looking back, I was supposed to meet that person, or I was supposed to do that one thing.
Right.
So I think living in that state, that sort of present moment awareness, is really, really important as well, to say, look at what's showing up today, because today could be very different than yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, one last question for you, Lisa, and it's a little bit more personal, I guess. Like, what inspires you? Is there anything right now that's inspiring you, that's giving you joy, that's lighting you up?
I think right now I'm doing a lot of volunteer work for the Insights Association, through marketing research. And that honestly gives me energy every day. It gives me energy to think that we as an industry association are giving back to others, to make them more connected with others, to help with their education, to help with their job searches. And I just feel energized by that and love doing that. And I've been doing that for like 7 or 8 years now. And so that's something that's near and dear to my heart. And I enjoy it.
That's amazing. And I think the key word there is also enjoyment, right? Like the things you're happy, the things you're going to keep doing, and really paying attention to what is bringing you joy and what is generating and giving you energy is really, really important. Because giving shouldn't be a burden. It's
right.
It should be something that you do with a joyful heart. And that does make a difference as well.
Yes, yes. And just knowing that you made an impact of some sort, it's kind of like your favorite, Mother Teresa quote. It's, you might not be able to do it all, but you can do something. So just do something, anything.
That's right. If you can't feed 100 people, feed just one.
Right. Yes. It's just,
it doesn't take much to feed one person a meal or make somebody smile.
Right.
No, I really do follow that. And I always said with Baaldan, I never thought I'd raise any money, to be honest. I just didn't think, what the charity could be. I didn't go into it that way, but I knew I could provide a meal. I could feed maybe one child. And that's sort of how it happened. And it's been unfolding. And I definitely believe in that. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much for supporting Baaldan, for everything that you do to support many different causes and also just many different people. You're just such a light and a connector. And for those of you who don't know you, I just want to say, like, you're just so special to me. You always bring me joy, and you're just a blessing. So thank you for everything you've done to help Baaldan and me, and for taking the time to be in this conversation. I really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I do appreciate your friendship and all that you do, and you're an inspiration. So kudos to you. And I love being here with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.